about zero tolerance. Well, I have zero tolerance for this. This is absolutely unacceptable. Every damn one of them, the teachers, principals, the vice principal, the cops, the two judges, the prosecutors. This is absolutely pathetic. This is ridiculous. Wait till you hear what the story is. There's just absolutely no excuse for this crap. Absolutely none. All right, if I can shut up, let's get into this so you people know what the hell I'm talking about. We have an overachiever kid. He's a high school kid who gets thrown in the pokey for 13 days because of a pocket knife, which really isn't a pocket knife. You see, the kid is studying to be an EMT. He's already signed up to the Army, which the Army now says, well, since you've got this and you were kicked all in this because of your knife, well, you can't join us. So now his enlistment is now put on hold. He's going to join the Army after he graduates school. He's going to like 15 different schools. He's taking Firefighter 2 and EMT courses. So he goes on calls and stuff. He's 18. He said, last year I completed the law enforcement course. So, I mean, this guy's just buffing up. After he gets out of the Army, he either wants to be a policeman or a firefighter. So he's studying everything. EMT this, he goes out on calls, and he has it. The pocket knife was in his vest, his emergency vest that he uses, to go out on calls and save people's lives. Well, the pocket knife that he had is what he uses to cut seat belts so people can get out of, like burning cars. But in any event, what started this whole thing? The school gets this so-called anonymous tip. I wonder if that's the same person as old Nancy Pelosi's invisible Republican friend. It's funny how these liberals have all these little anonymous and invisible friends. Must be nice. I'd like to have a few invisible friends. I want them to be rich, so they give me money. I mean, this is ridiculous. An anonymous tip. Okay, what it is, what you have is some kid who probably is jealous of this kid in the school, knew that he had his vest in there, knew that he had a knife in there, went to lunch, got on his little cell phone, maybe went across the street to a neighbor's house, something, who knows. But he calls the school, yeah, we got an anonymous tip, yeah, he's got weapons. So they get the cops out there and they do a search. So-called random search is what they call it. Just got an anonymous tip. They go out and do a search, and of course they find the knife. Even though they do know that he is a EMT guy, he goes out there and, he's studying to do all this stuff. Had it in the trunk, the knife was actually locked up in one of his glove boxes or something. So, I mean, it's out of the way. It's not, nobody's using it. He's in school. He's not in his car. So if he had the knife in, say, the school and was brandishing it and threatening people, yeah, then you might have probable cause to set yourself on fire. But there's no excuse to get these cockamamie anonymous tips. And when you realize what it was and what he was doing, okay, what you should have said, the responsible principal at that point should have said, you know what, kid, you're not supposed to bring it on, but we understand why you're doing it here. You got it with this. Next time you come on campus, just keep it up. But keep it cool. We know you're not going to be that way. Let's get back to class so we can start learning, which is the whole reason why we're here at school. Hello? But no, do we get that? No, absolutely not. Zero tolerance. It's settled. Zero tolerance. It's settled law, damn it. You've got to be punished. So you got to ruin this kid's life. This is what he received several certifications including the National Terror Defense Certification from FEMA. Liberals love FEMA. You want to talk about a crooked outfit. The Terror Recognition certification as an emergency vehicle operator, so he can drive the emergency vehicle to the scene. Weiser also joined the Army, which we talked about, enrolling in the Future Soldiers program. That's probably what it is, you damn soldier. He wants to go out and kill. He's got a pocket knife. He wants to kill. Probably a Republican, damn Tea Partier. He wants to kill. What do? They find out maybe his father or somebody is a Republican, and that's what. See, this is exactly what happened in the early 30s with the Nazis. That's what tyranny brings. Tyranny, it's trickle down tyranny. Starts at the top and it just keeps trickling on down. Everybody's got to act like a little tyrant. The more they act like a tyrant to other people, well, the less tyranny they're going to have on themselves. This is how they think. So they start turning people in because they're a threat. Why? Well, because they vote different than you. They believe in freedom for everybody, not just white people, but for everybody. Freedom, yeah. Freedom of speech. You can say the most hateful things you want to. We don't care. Look, it's freedom of speech. Look, the Constitution's for everybody. Not just the government, not just the law enforcement, but the citizens. We have to follow it, which means we're going to have to accept people walking around talking about killing cracker babies. Yes, that is hate speech. I can hate it, and I do hate it. But I can't stop it. Why? Because it's in the First Amendment. I can hate his speech, but I love the fact that he has a right to say it. That doesn't mean that I condone it. That doesn't mean that I support it. I support the Constitution. That's what I support, not the act. But the law, the Constitution, that's the law of the land. The Constitution, Mr. President, is settled. Not your stupid climate change, because you want the world to be destructing, and because of your magic pen, you can sign a few executive orders and save the planet? So you can be the hero? Good. Get on the next golf cart out of town, will you please? Anyway, getting back to this story, just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And when I was reading it, I was just like, I would just be incensed if I was that kid. I'd probably get thrown in jail for longer because I would just be absolutely I wouldn't be able to stop. The judge would get his ass chewed. The cops would get their ass chewed. Those principals would. The whole smash. Prosecutors, everyone. I'd let them all have it. I mean, I'd get my voice. They might have heard it, but of course I'd have to be punished for standing up for what is right. I know that's horrible. Come on. What kind of coward are you standing up for what is right? Hater. So Weiser joins the Army. After his planned military service, he wants to have a career as a cop or a firefighter. God only knows what he'd go into. Maybe the FBI. Who knows what his future would be. But see, his big old dreams there of public service, well, they're now on hold. It all started December 12th when administrators at the Ashtabula County Technical and Career Campus. This is in Jefferson, Ohio. This is the name of this school. If you go to this school, if you know somebody who goes to this school, if you don't know anybody, doesn't matter. Write them a letter. When I finally get done, if I can ever get this damn story out, Bula, Ashtabula. That's Ohio for you. They got to put these stupid names in here. Now I got to try to pronounce them with this broken left-handed tongue. Are you kidding me? That's Ohio for you. Good God. The Ashtabula County Technical and Career Campus in Jefferson, Ohio. It's about 60 miles northeast of Cleveland. Question Weiser after an alleged tip regarding videos uploaded to Weiser's YouTube account. Things on his YouTube account. See, this is what it is. Probably one of his friends, one of his classmates, seen the video on YouTube. Now, look, why is not your Facebook page? If it's public, that's fine. It can be public. But that is your First Amendment right to express yourself as you. Whether you think it's right, wrong, good, bad, or indifferent. First of all, it's not up to you to decide whether it's right, wrong, good, bad, or indifferent. That's up to the person whose site it is. If they're okay with it, they're happy with it, what the hell difference does it make with you? Look, you don't like the damn site, go to another site that you do like. Maybe I'm going to get on your site. Yeah. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should get on your site. I'm sure I could find a lot of things that I don't like that are offensive and racist. I can come up with all kinds of things. Maybe that's what needs to happen to some of you people. Maybe we need to start playing the same game you play with us. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe you can get the idea that, hey, this isn't really this isn't really a smart thing to do anymore. Maybe we should stop. But will you? No. Why? Well, so far it seems to be working for you. The media behind you. You got Washington behind you. And then you got that racist Tea Party against you. Yeah, they're racist because they want freedom for everybody. Yeah, that even includes the black people. Imagine that. Black people can be free now. 21st century. They're allowed to be free. The hell's this world coming to? Even the Mexicans are free, believe it or not, yeah. The Asians, all of them. All American citizens, yeah. The fat ones, the ugly ones, the skinny ones, the tall ones, the short ones, stupid ones, smart ones. All of them. Every damn one of them. They got the same rights as everybody. Yeah, believe it or not, that's equality, Democrats, if you want to get, go down that road. Because you love to talk about equality. Oh, we got to get income equality. We got to get this equality. We got to get that equality. Equality, equality, equality. It's not equality. You want them down so you can get up. So you have more control over them. You make all of them equal. They're equal. The peasants, the subjects are equal. Equally poor. And equally unfree. We want to make people equally free. Give people an opportunity to make as much as they can, make as much as they want. Shouldn't be any restrictions on moving up because somebody might get threatened. Why are you threatened? If you're threatened about somebody moving up on you, well, then maybe you should, I don't know, fix your game, become better at what you do so you can stay in business. But if you're going to, stay on the couch eating another bag of Cheetos watching the Kim Kardashian show, well, you deserve to go out of business. I don't feel sorry for you. So anyway, he's got these clips on his YouTube account. Among the clips are reviews of video games. Oh, my God, reviews of video games. That's horrible, isn't it? Little bastard. Reviews of video games and merchandise. Home defense tactics. Oh, right there. Yep, he's a school shooter. Home defense tactics. Home defense tactics. Meaning defending your home in case of an intruder. That makes you the perpetrator because you're studying how to defend yourself from perpetrators. I mean, I don't get that. The logic in that just doesn't make any frickin' sense to me at all. And an interview with a local police officer. Well, that should have got him a couple of points. But The principal said he had reason to believe I had weapons in my vehicle and needed to search it. That's Mr. Weiser, which is the kid. What's his name again? I forgot to read it up here. What's his name? Jordan. Jordan Weiser. Sure, he's a lot wiser now. Too bad the principals weren't a little wiser. Maybe this wouldn't be a topic of discussion. And the reason I'm bringing this up, we've heard these stupid stories before, but the problem is we're hearing them too often. Things like this are far too frequent. See that thing the other night or last night? But that cop shoots that old guy for grabbing a cane. Look, I'm sorry. The guy had it on the ground. He was not brandishing it. He was not pointing it. The cane was already on the ground. He was already holding on to it. If you can't tell the difference between a cane and a rifle, you got no business whatsoever carrying a firearm. I'm sorry, but that was unacceptable. I mean, even on the video, the scratchy video, he's seeing it with his own eyes. He had a much better view than I did on that stupid video, and I could tell that the cane was on the ground. Look, I'm sorry, not everybody can be a cop, and I know I can't. I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to put up with a lot of their crap. Most of it's coming from them, much less what comes from the public. That's why I didn't become a cop, because I know my limitations. I'm sorry, but again, this stuff kind of happens far too often, and we're tired of it. Well, this is the same government that wants only the government to have guns and not the citizens. So we get cops who have no idea, can't tell the difference between a gun and a cane. So he starts shooting at him, missed him, hit him once in the gut. Then he realizes what he did, and then he starts wigging out. Well, he starts freaking out and crying like a little baby. Well, guy, and then the other guys over there, well, you did what you had to do, man. It's okay, you did what you had to do. No, he didn't do what he had to do. If he did what he had to do, he wouldn't have shot him. So he gets backed up by his other cop buddy. I don't have a problem with the police force. I have a problem with the police force. So if anybody wants to set themselves on fire over that, thinking I'm some big kind of cop hater now, just shut up, because I don't want to hear it. Getting back to this nightmare, this kid goes on, he said, he made me empty out all my pockets, and the vice principal grabbed me and patted me down very forcibly. I'm sure he did. He's probably a pervert. He's probably doing that on purpose. He probably liked it, probably got his jollies off. Then they took my car keys. I told them what was in my car, and they said, don't be alarmed. He said, don't be alarmed. Meaning, he told them, look, I got this knife that I use to cut people out of cars that are on fire. I save people's lives. And I've got it in there because after school I got to go to the station house, do whatever, save other people's lives. I don't have time to go back home and this and that. So he tells them, don't be alarmed. Weiser then added that he didn't give school officials permission to search his vehicle, nor was there a warrant to perform the search. Well, you don't need a warrant anymore. See, this Constitution that we have, well, this Constitution's null and void. It doesn't exist. They've got a zero tolerance. You don't have any rights. Any rights? No. You've lost those rights a long time ago, kid. Welcome to America. But the school cites their handbook. A handbook. The school handbook. This is their warrant. That's what they claim. That their school handbook is their warrant. You're a principal. You teach school, and you're going to cite a school handbook as a warrant. Let me see. Doesn't it cost? Let me see this. Let me just see. Warrant shall be issued upon probable cause supported by. Let's see, right here it is. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. You mean in your car? What you have in your pockets? Against unreasonable searches and seizures. What was the reason for it? Oh, an anonymous tip just came in. Look at that. Just came right on in. He's got a YouTube account. He puts up self-defense tactics up there. That's a violent mind. He must be punished, removed from society. Dare this scoundrel roam the streets, saving lives with a pocket knife. Against unreasonable searches and seizures. I didn't see anything in this story that was reasonable to me. Shall not be violated. Again, shall not be infringed. But those don't count anymore. The shall nots don't count anymore. The shall nots are now shall be. Shall not be violated. Do you understand what that means, Mr. Principal? No, you don't. And you're ahead of a school. Well, they got really smart kids. And you're supposed to be smarter than them. And you're the principal. For God's sakes, man. Find something that you can actually do that you're good at, that you're qualified to do. Could you do that for us? Could you do that for humanity? And no warrants. No warrants. This is what a warrant is, Mr. Principal, not your goddamn school handbook. And no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause. What probable cause did you have? That anonymous tip from Nancy Pelosi's little invisible Republican friend? Is that who it was? Who was it? Supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly, which I can never say that word, particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Did you go to a judge and get this little search warrant? I don't see anything in this story that said you did, because you said you had your handbook. Did the judge sign that handbook? Is that what happened? You went and brought that little school handbook there to the judge, and he just signed it right away and says, here's your warrant. This kid's got a good case on you. And if we have a responsible, respectable Justice Department, well, you're screwed. I don't have any faith in our Justice Department anymore. There's too many people like this principal over here. They all think the same. We can't have that anymore. So what they found a pocket knife, a stun gun, and 2 airsoft guns. Those airsoft guns are like those paintball guns, which I've shot those too. The stun gun was for self-defense, he said, adding that the pocket knife was part of his EMT kit. My stun gun was locked in the glove box. Locked. Not where you can't, just open it up. It was locked. And the knife was in my EMT medical vest. In a medical vest. The vest that he wears to go out and save lives. Kmart. And have it as part of my first responder kit for cutting seat belts. So Weiser was then arrested and jailed for illegal convenience of a weapon onto a school ground, a Class 5 felony. When you get a felony, that means you can never vote again. This kid's life is screwed. The Army said, no, you got a felony, can't have you. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? And, I mean, I'm sorry, but there's no common sense in this story whatsoever. And this is happening far too often. That's what's missing in the law. None of these laws have any common sense. You can't write common sense into a law. You just have to have it. You have to use it. You have to exercise it. And if you can't, you do not deserve to be voted back into office. Which leads me into the scuttlebutt of the day. Oh, wait a minute. We still got more of this. There's more. Look at this. Harold Specht, the chief assistant prosecutor, so the charge is related only to the pocket knife. So these charges now are just for the pocket, not the stun gun, but the pocket knife. He said, I was in jail for 13 days. The judge ordered me, held on $500,000 bond, pocket knife, pending now a psychological evaluation. Well, Judge, it seems to me that you need a psychological evaluation. So the kid said he took this stupid little psychological evaluation and he passed. Wasn't suicidal, homicidal, no threat to anybody. But he's a Republican, so right-winger, That's the threat. He doesn't vote Democrat. That's the threat. We can't have that. So his attorney brought it up in front of another judge. $500,000 for a frickin' pocket knife? And you're going to order this kid for a psychological evaluation, Judge? What are you, out of your friggin' mind? What's the matter with you? What the hell's the matter with you? No. No excuse for that, Judge. $500,000 for a pocket knife? You're a judge? You're an idiot. So his attorney brings it to another judge now, who let him out on $50,000. $50,000? First of all, there really shouldn't have been a bond. It's a goddamn pocket knife. And he had to have an ankle monitor. An ankle monitor? Oh, for God's sakes, come on. This is beyond overkill. He said he was released from jail on Christmas Eve. Well, that's awful nice of those guys to let you out on Christmas Eve. Bunch of swell fellas they are, aren't they? A pocket knife. Used to save lives. This kid has to spend 13 days in jail. The first judge gave him $500,000 bail, and the other one gave him $50,000. How do you go from $500,000 to $50,000? First of all, goes to show you it's just arbitrary and baseless, which means it's prejudice. Both of these judges, $50,000 for a pocket knife is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely unacceptable. They're going to have a felony on this kid. He won't be able to even be... what can he do? He won't be able to vote, won't be able to work anywhere, won't be able to do anything. He won't be able to become a cop or a firefighter. The only thing left is for this kid to get a goddamn reality show. But this is absolutely ridiculous. And both of these judges need to be removed from the bench. First of all, $500,000 for a pocket knife. If the judge had any sense about him, you know what he should have done? He should have said, you know what? This case is dismissed, and you ever bring another case like this in front of my courtroom, you son of a bitch, I'm going to have you disbarred.